Welcome to This COVID Life with Rabbi Dr. Levi Cooper, a special podcast series from Pardes, North America. For every season, there is a source. Join Levi, the Maggid of Melbourne, as he explores these sources and new frontiers of Jewish law, practice, and tradition in light of the coronavirus. And now, here is Rabbi Dr. Levi Cooper.
This is Levi Cooper coming to you from Tzur Hadassah. We are discussing the gamut of solutions to the Corona Kaddish conundrum, the challenge faced by mourners during COVID-19. Mourners who wished to recite Kaddish for loved ones and yet were unable to do so because of crowd limiting measures, because they were stuck in quarantine, or because of regional lockdowns. What solutions presented themselves? What solutions were proffered and adopted to this conundrum? We've discussed ad hoc minyanim. We've discussed Kaddish substitutes. We're now dealing with various workarounds, circumventing aspects of the ritual while retaining Kaddish. The first workaround we explored was quorumless Kaddish, reciting the traditional prayer, albeit without the traditional quorum. The second workaround that we discussed was proxy Kaddish, whereby someone is subcontracted to recite Kaddish for the deceased on behalf of the mourner. And in this episode, I'd like to consider another type of workaround that I will call catch-up Kaddish. So Kaddish is traditionally recited during the year-long mourning period and on the Yortzeit, the anniversary of death. And the question is, could someone who missed saying Kaddish because of lockdown or quarantine catch up on the lost opportunity by saying the prayer outside of the designated times? This question was posed to Rabbi Yosef Tzvi Rimon during Corona. And Rabbi Rimon first began by rehearsing the prevalent customs for the designated Kaddish recital time period. Kaddish should be recited for a parent for 12 months. However, since the tradition tells us that wicked people spend 12 months in Gehinnom, therefore, we don't want to recite Kaddish for a full 12 months, because that would hardly be showing respect for our parents. It would be broadcasting that they were wicked. And therefore, instead of reciting Kaddish for the full 12 months, we stop earlier. We stop after reciting Kaddish for 11 months. Ashkenazim stop after 11 months and do not restart. Sephardim stop for a week and then begin once again to recite Kaddish until the end of the 12-month period. Now, in the circumstances of the question posed to Rabbi Rimon, the mourner wished to catch up on the lost days by reciting Kaddish in the 12th month. And Rabbi Rimon responded that since reciting Kaddish in the 12th month is an indication of disrespect for the deceased parent, therefore adding days of Kaddish recital would run counter to the spirit of why Kaddish is not said then. Therefore, said Rabbi Rimon, lost days due to lockdown and quarantine should not be made up in the 12th month. Now, there was no discussion in Rabbi Rimon's responsum of catch-up Kaddish beyond the 12-month mourning period, nor did Rabbi Rimon discuss catching up for a missed Kaddish on the anniversary of a death. Presumably, those possibilities were not even to be given serious consideration. Rabbi Rimon was sensitive to the questioner who was seeking to do something in honor of the deceased. And therefore, Rabbi Rimon concluded the responsa by posing the question, what can be done? And Rabbi Rimon suggested a replacement, that is, serving as prayer leader. That brings us back to a previous episode where we discussed replacements for Kaddish, replacement acts. There we discussed studying Torah or doing good deeds. And here, Rabbi Rimon added that person could serve as a prayer leader in lieu of the Kaddish that was missed. Now, before I conclude this, it must be said that missing Kaddish and exploring the possibility of catching up is not a pandemic-specific problem. So, as we discussed in the previous episode where I suggested that proxy Kaddish, which existed before the pandemic, and therefore it is unlikely that we'll see an increase in proxy Kaddish because of COVID-19, so I want to make the same argument regarding catch-up Kaddish. It is doubtful that the coronavirus experience will significantly change the catch-up Kaddish landscape. That's all for now. Until the next time, to the Beit Midrash!
Thank you again for downloading this podcast, a production of Pardes North America. If you liked what you just heard, please give us a 5-star review wherever you download your podcasts. Be sure to follow A Shot of Torah on Spotify or by visiting elmadpardesorgp22023 for the latest teaching from Rabbi Dr. Levi Cooper. Thanks for listening, and remember, stay healthy and safe.